faction of the ruling Nepal Communist Party held a massive show of strength against Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's move of dissolving the lower house, with participants brought from all over the country. The national politics since the dissolution of the house has remained quite volatile, and with the Premier's move also being challenged at the Supreme Court, we brace up for intriguing turn of events in the days to come. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the headlines of the hour. The Dahal Nepal camp stays a massive show of strength in the capital. Chairman Dahal alleged the Prime Minister of ambushing constitution. Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Commission on Enforced Disappearances yet to settle a single case, but their expense record has been put at 1.5 billion rupees. Government data reveal increased paddy production in the country. Experts refuse to buy state data with increased rice import from India. And the impeachment process against former US President Donald Trump pushed by 2 weeks upon Republicans' request. The Dahal Nepal camp of the Nepal Communist Party staged a massive show of strength against the dissolution of the House of Representatives in the capital yesterday. The Dahal faction of NCP, who brought participants from all the 77 districts, warned that the unconstitutional move of Premier Oli would be corrected from the street if the dissolved lower house was not reinstated by the Apex Court.
Rallies protesting the move of the Prime Minister, who dissolved the House of Representatives, originated from different places in the capital before culminating in a mass assembly at Ratna Park on Friday. The speakers at the massive show of strength staged by the Dahal faction spent most of their time lambasting Premier Oli. NCP Chairman Dahal expressed his confidence that the Supreme Court would rectify PM Oli's unconstitutional move, adding that otherwise the House would be reinstated through the street protest. Terming Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli as a force against republicanism, Chairman Dahal alleged Prime Minister of trying to sabotage the peace process. Chairman Dahal, meanwhile, conceding the weakness of his faction, which propelled the Prime Minister to take the regressive move, promised the people that the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. The other chairman of this faction, Madhav Kumar Nepal, said that Prime Minister Oli has already reached a defeated mindset following his undemocratic move of dissolving the lower house. Chairman Nepal also announced that the general party membership of Prime Minister Oli would be scrapped as a punishment for his action of what he said sabotaging the constitution, public mandate and federalism. Meanwhile, the vehicular movement in the capital was greatly affected due to the protest programs held by the Dahal Nepal faction of the Nepal Communist Party. The Dahal Nepal faction of the ruling party had announced protest programs after the Prime Minister dissolved the House of Representatives on the 20th of December last month.
Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Commission on Enforced Disappearances were formed some 6 years back to deal with the cases of human rights violations during the decade-long Maoist insurgency era. Despite the significant lapse of time, the two high-profile commissions are yet to settle a single case of gross violation of human rights, while during the same time the office bearers have spent 1.5 billion rupees in the name of salaries and office management, among others. The term of the two commissions, Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Commission on Enforced Disappearances, end in 3 weeks' time. The extended term of the office bearers, who were appointed a year ago, has already expired. At the time of the formation of these two commissions, it was said that the insurgency-era cases would be settled within 2 years. However, nothing significant has been achieved in terms of transitional justice. In the meantime, the office bearers of Truth and Reconciliation Commission have used over 750 million rupees, while the amount in the name of other commissions stands at over 670 million rupees under various headings, including salaries and office management. The Ministry of Agriculture revealed the increase in paddy production this year due to suitable weather conditions. The Department of Customs, however, indicates that the import of paddy has increased by 61% in comparison to the previous years. The experts in the field have indicated the scenario as unbelievable, as data show increase in both import and production of paddy in the country.
According to the Department of Customs, 308,000 metric tons of rice was imported by the second quarter of the current fiscal year. The same time last year, 191,000 metric tons of rice was imported. The data thus show that the rice import increased by 61% in a 6-month period. In terms of amount, rice worth 10.5 billion rupees was imported in this time last year, while this year the amount has climbed to nearly 15 billion rupees. Agricultural economists are of the opinion that the scenario might have something to do with changing taste of people who are lured to long-grain Indian rice, while the economists have considerable reservation against the government statistics presenting improved home produce. The Ministry of Agriculture 3 weeks ago had unveiled statistics claiming that the domestic paddy production had increased by 71,000 tons this year. The ministry has cited favorable monsoon, availability of workforce in the villages due to the prolonged lockdown, resulting in more paddy farming, among others, as reasons contributing to improved domestic paddy production. However, agricultural economists have doubted the government data, saying that the state data mechanism is immature, comprising a number of loopholes. Meanwhile, the ministry officials say that a high proportion of domestic paddy is imported to India to substantiate their claim of better paddy production this year. In the meantime, the figure provided by Department of Customs does not match with the claims made by the government officials, suggesting that the slogan of becoming self-sufficient in paddy production is still a far cry.
In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in Salyan, why have leaders of political parties supposed to be engaged in development works engrossed in personal benefits? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
हिजोको दिनमा आफन्तजनहरूलाई मलाई सत्तामा पुर्याइसकेपछि म तलाई विभिन्न झुटा कुराको आश्वासन दिएका हुन्छन्, त्यसो भएको कारणले गर्दा उनी व्यक्तिगत स्वार्थमा लागेका छन्।
भोट माग्न आउँदा चाहिँ सबैलाई समान व्यवहार गर्छन् भन्छन्, अनि जो माथि जितेर जान्छन्, जितिसकेपछि चाहिँ आफ्नो मान्छेलाई मात्रै हेर्छन्।
भ्रष्टाचार गर्छन् होला के, अनि त्यही भएर होला नि त यहाँ जनतालाई नहेरेको।
आफ्ना गुटका मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ अगाडि बढायो भने त्यही कारणले तिनीहरुबाटै म सुरक्षित हुन्छु भन्ने महसुस गर्छन् होला।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, why have imports of rice not declined despite increased paddy production in the country? Your options are A, increased consumption, B, smuggling of domestic produce, and C, unbelievable data. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for the sports news. Bagmati province have consolidated their berth in the semi-finals of the ongoing Prime Minister Cup one-day cricket tournament with 3 consecutive victories. Electing to bat first at Mulpani Cricket Ground, Province 2 scored 179 runs before they were bowled out in 48.2 overs. Vivek Yadav and Rahul Pratap Singh added 53 runs for the 8th wicket to provide some respectability to the total. Otherwise, they had lost 7 wickets with only 69 runs on the board. Vivek scored 66 runs, registering his second half-century of the ongoing tournament. Gautam Kesi was the most successful Bagmati bowler with 4 wickets. In reply, Bagmati province reached the target in 48.2 overs, losing 4 wickets with a top score of 53 runs by Prithu Baskota. Likewise, in the match played at TU Ground, Province 1 defeated Karnali Province by 59 runs.
Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyawali returned to Nepal on Saturday, 16th of January, completing his 3-day official visit to India. Speaking to the press at the Tribhuvan International Airport upon his arrival in Kathmandu, Minister Gyewali said the meeting of the Nepal-India Joint Commission held in New Delhi discussed on key issues including border security, transit, energy and water resources. During his visit, Minister Gyewali held talks with Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and raised the issue of intervention posed to Nepalese security officials in the Kalapani region. Meanwhile, Minister Gyewali was not able to hold a meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi as scheduled earlier. Prior to his return to Nepal, Minister Gyewali had made numerous attempts to meet the Indian Prime Minister, but the Indian Premier reportedly did not provide time. The Indian government had assured Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyewali during his official visit to India that Nepal would be in the priority list to receive COVID-19 vaccines. Fulfilling its assurance, India handed over 1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine to the government of Nepal on Thursday. Indian ambassador to Nepal, Vijay Mohan Quatra, handed over the vaccines to Health Minister Hridesh Tripathi at the Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu. Nepal received 1 million doses of vaccine under the Indian government program to support neighboring nations in the fight against COVID-19. Minister Tripathi informed that the vaccines would be administered first on doctors, nurses, other health workers, sanitation staff, ambulance operators, and security personnel. The Health Ministry informed that the government has plans to jab 210 million people, or 72% of the total population. Nepal confirmed 3 cases of the new mutated variant of coronavirus on Monday. According to the Health Ministry, the 3 cases of the mutated virus were confirmed in the first test carried out for the variant in the country. Issuing a press statement on Monday, the Health Ministry said that a new strain of the virus was confirmed in 1 woman and 2 men who had returned from the United Kingdom. Samples of 6 individuals tested at the National Public Health Laboratory showed S-gene target negative in 3 samples. 10 Nepali nationals scripted mountaineering history by scaling Mount Ketu, the world's 2nd tallest mountain, in mid-winter for the first time. The 10-member expedition team, led by Changdawa Sherpa, scaled Mount Ketu at an altitude of 8,611 meters on Saturday, 16th of January. Mount Ketu, that lies in Pakistan, was the only mountain in the world over 8,000 meters that was yet to be scaled in winter. This is Abhyuday Shrestha for Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.